What is up, everybody? It is I, Ronin, coming at you today with a bad deck idea, Yubel Monarch. This is a deck I've actually wanted to build for a really long time, ever since I really got back in the game, because, as a card, I really like sort of the Yubel line. I think their design is interesting. I think at the time they were printed, they were fairly unique, floating into each other by card effect destruction, and I've always wanted to find an interesting way to kind of make it work, and I think I found something that's pretty decent. Basically the idea is that this deck is a Yubel deck with a Monarch engine for damage as well as, what am I thinking of here? Damage as well as consistency. Yeah, let's just get right into the deck profile, starting with the Yubels, and you might have heard a door shut there. I was letting a cat out, but that cat is gone now, so we can get into the deck profile unabated. So we'll start with the Yubels. So basically, Yubel line has three monsters. You have Classic Yubel, Yubel Terror Incarnate, aka the best one, and Yubel the Ultimate Nightmare. So they all kind of have the gimmick of they can't be destroyed by battle, and when they're attacked, any battle damage that would have come to you goes to your opponent instead. The issue is actually summoning them, which you can cheat out like Yubel for different ways, like revivals, tribute summons, etc., so forth. And whenever Yubel is destroyed by a card effect, it will float into Yubel Terra Incarnate, which has the same original effect as the classic Yubel, except it dark holes during the end phase. And if the Terra Incarnate is destroyed by a card effect, it floats into the Ultimate Nightmare, which basically has the Yubel effect, except when it attacks a monster, it will destroy the monster it attacked and deal damage equal to that monster's attack points. So, yeah, basically, this one is the best one. The dark hole doesn't affect you, and it really does force your opponent to deal with it by popping it. They can also, unfortunately, kaiju it. Yeah, so Terra Incarnate is the best one. The Ultimate Nightmare is okay. It doesn't float in anything though, so keep that in mind. And as far as like conditions, as far as keeping you Bell on board goes, it has to be popped by something that isn't its own effect, and during the end phase, you either have to tribute a monster or it destroys itself. So, yeah, generally speaking, it is pretty rough to maintain, but that's where the Monarch engine comes in handy, which we'll go over right now. So, as far as our Monarch monsters go, we are only running two of the Monarchs. The rest are Squires. We are running Erebus the Underworld Monarch, and Caius the Mega Monarch. So they each have their own effects. The Mega Monarchs, which they are, the level 8 boys, can be summoned by tributing one tribute summoned monster. And if it's tribute summoned, well, let's go over Erebus first. If Erebus is tribute summoned, you can send two Monarch spell traps with different names from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and then shuffle one card back into the opponent's deck, either from the graveyard, on the field, or a random one in their hand. And you can also use his effect to send a Monarch spell from your hand to the graveyard to return him to the hand. Caius, also level 8, Dark Attribute Monarch monster. When it's tribute summoned, you can target a card on the field, banish it. If it is a dark attribute monster, it deals 1,000 damage to your opponent. And if it's tribute summoned by tributing a dark monster, then you get to target two cards instead. So we mostly run it for it being a monarch and for it being a level 8 dark, but we'll get more into that later. The rest of our cards are squires in the form of Edia the Heavenly Squire, Eldos? I think it's Eidos. Eidos the Underworld Squire, and Belenref the Firestorm Vassal. So when Edia is summoned, normal or special summon, you can summon either of your other two squires from your deck, and when it's sent to the graveyard, you can target a banished Monarch spell trap, add it to your hand. However, you can only use this effect once per turn. Generally speaking, if we normal summon Edia, we'll be using it to bring out Eidos, who, when he is normal special summon, gives you an additional tribute summon during the main phase of that turn, and he banishes himself to revive any of your squires. So pretty decent, pretty decent. He lets you get more searches. The Edia can continue to come and search more things. It's pretty good. And then we have Belenref, the Firestorm Vassal. You can discard any card to special summon him from your hand, and if he is used as a tribute summon, you can look at your opponent's hand, banish one card from it until the end phase. So generally speaking, that last effect doesn't come up too much, but it is kind of nice to get a peek at what your opponent's playing if you end up going first. So yeah, basically the idea is to get your squires, have a Yubel in hand, and use them as tribute fodder. And we protect them because we can supply tributes through Eidos. Monsters are pretty easy to summon and tribute summon as well, so it all works out pretty well. But let's get right into the spell and trap card lineup. We have free Allure of Darkness, one Pantheism of the Monarchs, one Rhoda, free Foolish Burial Goods, free Trade-In, free Monarch Stormforth, free March of the Monarchs, and free Domain of the True Monarchs. So we'll go over the draw power first. So Allure of Darkness, we are running mostly dark monsters, so it's a good way to draw into things. Then we have Pantheism, which lets you draw two as long as you discard a Monarch spell trap. However, you can also banish it, reveal three Monarch spell traps from your deck. Your opponent adds one to your hand. So it does search out the rest of our cards and is a very good Foolish Burial Goods target, as well as the Prime Monarch, but we'll get to that later. Rhoda searches Edia because Edia is a warrior, baits ashes, so on and so forth. Trade-in, we do run a lot of level 8 monsters in this deck, so it is possible to run trade-in, and you really want all the draw power you can get here because Yubel is unsearchable. So you got to be ready for that. Then we have Monarch Storm 4th. If we end up going second, it baits out negates. It can also give us tributes if we really need them, clearing out our opponent's board in the process, possibly. Now we have the thing that makes the deck work, the March of the Monarchs. So all it says is that tribute summon monsters you control cannot be targeted by or destroyed by card effects. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, that's why we have no extra deck as well as for Ronin. We'll get into that in a second. So yes, if you have March in the Monarchs and a tribute summoned Yubel on the field, when Yubel tries to blow itself up, or tries to blow itself up in the end phase, don't know why I mixed up my words there, but okay, it is protected by March of the Monarchs. So, I mean, yeah, it just gives you a free magic cylinder. If your opponent actually does manage to get rid of it and pop the Yubel, you can just float into your other ones. But if not, then they're lure targets. So honestly, it just synergizes really well. It's a cool way to sort of protect your Yubel from itself. It turns it into a Chaos Max that bounces back damage, and it either has to be kaiju'd or removed in some other fashion. So really a cool combo. It also protects our Erebus as well as our Caius, so it's not bad. Now we have the field spell Domain of the True Monarchs. And it says, while you have no cards in your extra deck, and you are the only one that controls a tribute summon monster, not the player can special summon from the extra deck. Well, your opponent can't, but you couldn't anyways, but blah. Also, when a tribute summon monster attacks, it gains 800 attack during damage calc, and once per turn, you can reduce the level of one monster with 2800 attack and 1000 defense in your hand by 2 till the end of the turn. So that means it turns our Mega Monarchs into 1 tributes rather than 2. It lets us get big numbers when we attack with our big monarchs, which is kind of our primary damage dealer. And it also locks our opponent out of the extra deck, which is huge. However, if our opponent also controls a tribute summon monster, they can summon from the extra deck, worth noting. And lastly, we have our one of the Prime Monarch. Well, It's a continuous trap that says you can target 2 Monarch spell traps in your graveyard once per turn, shuffle them into the deck, draw cards. That's pretty nice, but what we really want it for is the graveyard effect. By banishing another Monarch spell trap while this is in the graveyard, you can special summon it as a monster with 1,000 attack and 2,400 defense. This gives us tribute fodder, it gives us a defensive wall. It's just really good. We only really need it at 1 because we have ways to discard it, we have ways to send it from deck. Even if it's set, we can have other ways to pop it, so it's pretty good. Uh, as far as the side deck goes, not much to say here, just kind of other options. You know, we have Kaijus, we have Twin Twisters, Spell Trap removal. Another 2 Prime Monarchs if you find your opponent is just putting too much on board to deal with sometimes. Terraforming in case we go up against a very extra deck heavy deck. We also have a couple more Mega Monarchs. Grand Marsh, it has the ability to destroy set cards and draw cards afterwards, so pretty decent. And then Zborg can absolutely blow out an extra deck if you use his effect to pop himself. So really worth it again for just extra deck huge decks. But yeah, so that's pretty much the deck profile. The main idea is to get Yubel, March, and Domain onto the field. But yeah, if you're new here, we play free games. Hope they go well. And we talk about the deck a little bit afterwards, my own thoughts, ways that I thought it could have been better, worse, etc. so forth. But yeah, that being said, I'll see you guys in the first game. Alright, welcome to the first game with Ojama bin Laden. We are Wobbuffet, because hopefully our opponent will be hitting themselves. If you like that Pokemon reference. I fully expect Ojama's here, though. Not gonna lie to you guys. But you know what? Maybe he's catching us off guard. Maybe he is playing the long game. Alright, so he's set 1. Not sure. He set 1 pass. Okay, yeah, we can work with this. Alright, so first things first, though. We will Foolish for Pantheism. Oh, no, yeah, he's actually playing Ojamas. So he searched red, now he's got to discard 1. He drops the Oja Magic to go super plus, pretty much. Alright, so we're dropping the Pantheism. Now we will be activating the effective Pantheism, like so, to go ahead and get a March of the Monarchs. So this is another thing you can do to sort of play Monarchs. Right, so first we are going to be activating March. Now we will yeah, let's go ahead and just normal summon Edia. And hope he doesn't have Ash. Okay, he didn't have Ash. So there we go, now we get additional tribute summon. We'll go ahead and activate that. Alright, so we could go for big damage here, or we could tribute things. We'll go ahead and tribute things. This way we can actually get our Pantheism back. Yeah, I care a lot more about the spin. Well, actually, I don't care as much about the spin. So we're getting our Pantheism back. So now we do have to send cards from deck to graveyard. We can go ahead and send our Prime. And as far as things we just don't super need right now, we already have a March, I guess. Random from hand, choose from field. So there we go, now we get our Pantheism back, which is awesome. We could activate Prime here. Would not be worth it though, so let's just go into the battle phase. Attack. No. A little bit of damage. Okay. Yeah, so not an awful turn. We have Erebus. Erebus is protected, and he can't access his extra deck, so I don't know as an Ojama player, what he can actually do in this situation. But yeah, that was a pretty decent turn, you know? Got our Pantheism back. All went well, I think. But yeah, we're about to get Ojama'd. Oh, if this man just outright has a Ojama country, I'll be shocked if he just has Ojama country. Because that would actually be a huge problem, because then I'm even with every single one of his Ojamas. Alright, so he's chaining the Oja matching, which is fair. So yeah, he summoned blue off of the Oja matching. That's interesting. Now, oh, he's trying to get a search. He's trying to get a search. Okay, risky tactic? But it could pay off big. Okay, so he's got the Delta Hurricane plus the country. So I'm guessing he's going to Delta Hurricane here. No. Thankfully, Erebus is protected. So, yeah, that's interesting. I guess he activates country now. Like, I'm not sure what else he would do here. Activate country to swap all of our stuff. That's pretty fair, honestly. If we resummon Erebus, though, which we can do because we have a tribute summon card on the field, we can spin the country. Or he's gonna make a Link Spider. Okay, what are he's going for here? Could he be going for Ronin Raccoon, possibly? I think that's number 64. I know it requires 2 level 2s. I'm guessing he's not running any zombies, so Mannequin Cat's not a... Mannequin Cat's kinda out of the picture. As the Ojama Emperor is coming down, let's see. While Ojama Country is in the field zone, this card gains 3,000 attack, also cannot be destroyed by card effects. Your opponent takes any battle damage you have taken from the attacks on this card. You can target free Ojama non-links in your grave, special summon it, but also you cannot special summon monsters from the extra for this turn, except fusion monsters. That's decent. Like, yeah, it's definitely not terrible. So he's ending that. No. This is fine, I think. We just spin the country and we're... actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this a little bit smarter. Bait out anything right now. So there we go. We got Edia. Edia will get us our second Eidos. Eidos will get us another summon. And now we will summon another one. And we can use his effect. Erebus the Underworld Monarch. I actually will chain it. Just for the chain block. We can get rid of a March. Alright, so from the deck. Okay, so we'll send Pantheism from hand. Stormforth from deck, I think. Choose from the field. We'll get rid of the country, so everything is back to normal. Just in case that is a mirror force. Yeah, okay, so we win. But yeah, basically, we are gonna get domain and then attack for game. But yeah, so that was just kind of Monarchs. Hopefully you'll get to see the Yubel portion of this deck later on. But that was hey, that was Monarchs. So yeah, got a win off of them. Guess I'll see you guys in game 2. Okay, welcome to the second game with Modinaris. Modinaris. I think that's Modinaris. Alright, so 14 card extra deck. Right off the bat, you know we're starting strong. Okay, yeah, we're actually in luck here. So, for starters, let's go ahead and send ourselves a Pantheism, shall we? Alright, so sending the Pantheism. That only negates monster effects, so I'm a lot less worried about that. Activate that to go ahead and grab an Edia. Now we'll activate the Pantheism. This is Fire King, so I am much less concerned about having the field spell. I'd much rather have a March right now. I believe, yeah, that only negates monster effects. Right, so we're getting in a decent spot here. So we'll go ahead, activate this. No. Caius is definitely our best bet here. So we'll go ahead, activate this so we can get double the tributes. And now we will try to bait out the Ganesha effect. Caius is a lot less likely to be helpful here. Alright, so there we go. Alright, destroyed the Garunix. So it's a good thing we have our March on field. But now we can go off. Safely. Alright, so go ahead, summon Eidos. Get some summon. Do we want to use the opponent's monster? Yeah, kinda do. So there we go, we got the Edia effect. Yeah. So we care a lot more about getting rid of that Garunix. So from the deck, we'll send a Prime, as well as send back the Pantheism that is in hand. Choose from grave. Put that Garunix back in your deck, sir. Now we will... Oh yeah, I forgot we can't do that twice. Well, that's my bad. Alright, then let's just battle. So, because he has no Garunix in grave, he will have no Garunix effect. We have our Pantheism back in grave, so we can get a search again next turn if he deals with our March of the Monarchs. Yeah, I'd say we're in a really good spot here. Okay, Fire King Island coming out, so he can... If he has Garunix, he can special summon it now, or just add a Fire King card to hand. So he's going to be special summoning a Winged Beast. Probably Garunix. Yeah, apparently we just win. So yeah, that was actually a very good setup by the Fire King player. I guess just Monarchs were a little bit better, or Erebus was a little bit better, but okay, so that's 2 wins. Yet to see Yubel. Uh, hopefully next game we actually get to see her come down, but yeah, I guess I'll see you guys there. Okay, welcome to us possibly the final game with Don Dizzy. Alright, sick. Let's go first. Oh, we're so close! Okay, but we actually do need to do some drawing here. Alright, so dropping the Erebus, which we can actually always get back in a second here if we need it. Allure? No. Got another trade-in. Okay, got another trade-in. That's actually good. I hate that I won't be able to float, but I have to do it. Have to do it. Let's go ahead and do this. No, we can send, we'll send Pantheism. Go ahead, get some searching. Pantheism's effect. No. Ideally, we only really need March since we already have Domain. So we'll get those. As we can hold on to the Stormforth and get our Erebus back, so I'm not too concerned. The Stormforth isn't going to be super helpful during our opponent's turn anyways, so... Okay, perfect. Alright, we're good, we're good. So let's go ahead. Activate Erebus's effect. Drop the Stormforth. Get our Erebus back. No. Activate. No. Activate. Now normal summon Edia. And hope our opponent doesn't have a response. Our opponent didn't have a response! Let's go! Let's go, boys. So there we go. Summon Erebus. Edia effect. Erebus effect. I kinda care more about getting our Pantheism back. So to the deck we'll send a Prime. And because we don't really need it, a Stormforth. Shuffle our opponent one random card back. We could activate any of these. I actually will, to put the pan back in the graveyard, get back the Erebus, and we don't really have anything else we can do, so we pass it up, I guess. So I mean, we got rid of some stuff. We have a big body on board. Our opponent can't access a 14 card extra deck. No? Okay, cool. So what do we even want to do here? I mean, I guess we can just summon another Erebus. Like, I'm fine with that. Unless this is like Mystic Mine and I just fucked up. I really hope I didn't, but who knows, really. Because it looks like he can do something. But why do you have a 14 card extra deck? Like, even if you don't need your... I feel like with the extra deck, like... Either you have 15 cards or you have 0 cards. Like, those are the acceptable amounts, pretty much. No. You know what? Let's see what our bud's playing here. Yeah, so we normal summon him. Yeah. We care a little bit more about the Berlin F here. So, yeah, and plus, even if, like, something alright, so he had a called. No, I guess. Alright, fine. So from the deck, we already have a March. And we can recover Domain, I think. We'll choose something from the field, like this one, I guess. So we didn't get to see what he's playing, unfortunately, but that is still fine. I think we just go battle phase here. I really hope that's not like a storming or something, because if so, I will be upset. But yeah, that's just another Erebus going in at Dawn Dizzy. Pass it up there, I guess. Seriously, what's he playing? Okay, apparently it's win. You know what? This hasn't gone on for a very long time, so we'll do a bonus game. I want to show this Yubel. So far, we've gone 3-0 with just Monarchs, which is... Honestly, it's kind of cool, but, like, still, we're gonna try one more game, see if we can get to Yubel, because somehow we haven't. And yeah, hopefully it just goes well. I'll see you guys there. Sorry. I didn't notice you guys there. But now we're in the fourth game with Glyph. And this is a... Oh, wow, this is such a dead hand. Okay, it's fine, though. We can do some things. Definitely can do some things. So we can go ahead and send Pantheism. Yeah, we'll go ahead and send Pantheism. Pantheism effect to... in this situation, I'm pretty sure we just search Stormforth? Or do we, like, non-ironically try to get... Alright, I'll go 2 Stormforth, 1 Prime. Non-ironically looking to get Prime. Ah. So now we can activate cards and hope our friend here is just dumb. So we'll set, and activate. Hopefully he thinks we have like an escalation or something set, so we can interrupt him during his turn. But yeah, we need to draw more cards right now, so the goal will be to get him to pop this and this somehow, if we're lucky. And then use the Prime Monarch to, just go all in. Alright, so it looks like we're playing against Zombie Thing. There's a Plague Spreader. Alright, so we're playing against the Zombie World deck. I don't think I'm particularly bothered by that. Because even if he gets Zombie World, like I have a... Erebus is kind of like the big playmaker, so it's not a huge deal, actually. Yeah, no, this is fine. This is A-okay, actually. Weird. Alright, so he's gonna send the Necroworld Banshee, banish it to activate the Zombie World. Then he will link away the Glow-Up Bloom, because it'll be sent to the graveyard. He'll be able to summon a Balladrock from his deck. Alright, yeah. Not awful moves by... Or that's... Mizuki? My guy, you have so many tuners. Okay, now he's gonna send the Necro World Banshee. I guess he just drew it. That's not a Necro World Banshee. Well, I'm beginning to think that you're not actually playing zombies at all. Let's see, what does Nine-Tailed Fox even do? Let's see, special... let's see. If this card is special summon from the graveyard, attack defense position monster with piercing. This card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard. Special summon 2 Fox tokens. Is he... Well, there's Beals. I mean, I guess I can deal with Beals. So he's gonna add a zombie to hand. Sure, go ahead. So the Vampire Fraulein. Are you just playing, like, a really weird vampire variant? Right, Plague Spreader is putting something on top of the deck to special summon itself, I believe. Yeah, so... Nine-Tailed Fox special summoning itself. I guess, like... What are you doing? You just... What? What are you? What? Someone tell me who this is, because I am confused, and this Bell and Ref actually doesn't help at all. Oh, that's great. Yeah, no, we're gonna hold on to the Bell and Ref. We could discard special summon it, but that wouldn't do us much good. It, why? Why didn't you switch the Nine-Tailed Fox to attack mode? Do you think I have a Mirror Force? Is that your logic here? He has the Mirror Force? Okay, good. This helps. This helps. As long as he doesn't have an Ash, we should be fine. Uh, I like it. I like this. This is something I am a fan of. So go ahead, activate March. Uh, activate the effect to lower our boy Caius's level. Uh, dropping the trade in to summon the Bell and Ref. Normal summon. Caius. Caius's effect will banish the Beals. We care a lot more about banishing the Beals, so... Okay, Fraulein. So yeah, we got rid of all of his Beals now. Like, because that was a thing, apparently. Now we just attack. He'll get tokens, but I don't particularly care about that. He now no longer has access to his extra deck, so that's fine. He gets his Fraulein back, so go him. But what even are you playing, man? So we know you have the 1 day of peace. We know there's a Fraulein. Are these zombies? Yeah, these are actually zombies. Very interesting. Very, very weird. So 19 Fox bringing itself back. Fair enough. We have Caius with protections. Crashing into my Caius. Yeah, for the Fraulein, I guess. So that's fair. This is a weird guy. So pay 2,000 to beat over the Caius. So the Fraulein not once per turn. This is... Now there's a Mayakashi here. Why is there a Mayakashi here? Nothing has suggested that this works with Mayakashi. Okay? Nothing. What... What even is this? Someone... Is this just like generic zombies? But no, because you're playing Mayakashi. Is this Mayakashi? What the heckle? Why is this Mayakashi all of a sudden? Someone tell me why this is Mayakashi. Nothing before this has suggested I would be playing against Mayakashi. And there's a Beals! There's a Beals! It doesn't... Mayakashi extra deck space is not small by any means. Why is there... How many... Alright, it all depends... Okay, so we're getting a draw here. Okay, good, good. Eidos. Okay, so let's check our... Monarch spell traps? Not enough Monarch spell traps. That's the answer to that question. This is hard. This is hard. So if I activate the Stormforth, I contribute nothing. I have a Squire in my graveyard. Have a Squire. So I could Squire to summon Bell and Ref, possibly, but I would have to take the chance on a Crash. I think the Crash is kind of like my only real winning move here. We attack, main phase 2, activate the Eidos effect, bring back the boy in defense mode, set that to pretend I'm scary and end turn. So you might be wondering why I did that. Well, you see, I wanted to look like I had a greater plan. In reality, I had no greater plan. Uh, I just I just did not. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Uh so yeah, that's game. Okay, so that was bricking. That was bricking, and we never actually got to see Yubel. It came out in testing a lot, so I'm not sure what's up, but yeah, I mean, I guess if you wanted to know how to play Monarchs, like here you go. But yeah, I think the main problem with like the Monarch Yubel idea I had is just that there's no way to search Yubel. I tried to play a lot of draw power just so I could draw into it, ran out free so I could get it. Genuinely surprised I didn't see it once, but I mean, I guess the Monarch part of the deck can really just carry it pretty hard, but yeah, if someone could tell me a way to search Yubel, I'd dig it. I would love to make it more of a part of this deck, but if not, I mean, I can just take out the Yubel parts and put in like, oh, I don't know, Erupt and Tenacity. But yeah, that was fun. I do like the Monarch playstyle. I've always been sort of fascinated by decks that don't use an extra deck like as a mechanic. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, because I had fun. But anyways, this can be better. Any bad deck ideas that you might have, they don't necessarily have to be bad so much as they have to just be goofy, unusual, and something that is a unlikely win con. But yeah, like if you liked, comment if you have something to say, and subscribe if you want some more. This has been Ronin, signing off.